Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at the most disturbing thing someone has said when they thought no one was listening. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Just put her in the closet until later. I was in the upstairs bathroom at a party when I overheard two guys in the adjacent bedroom talking about a passed out 18-year-old girl. They were laughing, joking about playing rock, paper, scissors to decide who'd get first. We were on the second floor far from the crowd and they'd clearly been drinking. I was scared to confront them directly, but once they left the room I went in and sure enough, they had actually stuffed her in a closet. I ran downstairs and got my brothers and some of their friends and we got her out of the house safely. That is messed up. This person definitely saved someone's life. When I worked as a nurse in the locked inpatient psych unit, we had a guy come in who had been banned from other hospitals for being violent. Because it was a night shift, I handled most of his intake alone. I knew his history, but he was polite and helpful. He didn't complain about having his things searched or being in the locked hall. I had him sit to answer questions and take his vitals. The portable blood pressure machine was acting up and I was kneeling next to it. I heard him whisper, "No, it's fine. We don't need to hurt her. She's nice and just doing her job." He wasn't talking to me and I pretended not to hear. I finished up and got out of there. I'll never forget what he said or the way he was smiling. What the frick? The voices in his head were telling him to do something. And he was like, "No, it's okay. We aren't going to stab her today. Not today." I worked as a clerk at the front desk emergency room, so I would take your basic details after you had seen the triage nurse. Guy sees the triage nurse, comes to me, then sits in the waiting room chair directly opposite me and begins to talk to himself about how he's going to follow me to my car after my shift, hit me over the head, stuff me in his car, drive me out into the desert, and then he sat there very vividly describing how he's gonna R-word me and murder me. I finished my shift later, looked up, and this massive security guard, Al, was sitting by my desk. He walked me to my car for about 2 months. So sweet of him. He loves someone like Al. What the frick is wrong with that guy though? He just says that randomly to people, to women. What is wrong with him? Just what I need is a deaf grandchild. Said by my mother to my next door neighbor as I was getting out of the car. I had just given birth to my second child and he failed the newborn hearing screening test. He is deaf. What? I'm confused. Why did the mom say that? Just what I need is a deaf grandchild. What does that even mean? It's just because they want me to conform an alcoholic mom to her 5-year-old daughter over the phone. This was in response to the situation she was in. Her daughter had been removed from their home and had to start going to treatment for her alcoholism. She definitely did not know I was in the same room supervising the phone call. Like, yes, we all want you to conform to not drunkenly driving around with a kid in the car, you brave idiot. Yeah, you idiot. Need a minor who's under 17 still. My friend's older sister thinking out loud when she didn't realize I was in the hallway. She needed to find a minor to steal some stuff so she and her boyfriend could sell it for drug money. My friend had just entered the 6-month window to her 18th birthday, so it wasn't a guarantee of lenient sentencing. She settled on her younger sister, who was 13 at the time. My friend later confessed that her sister had been forcing her to steal things several times, beginning at the age of 14. She started refusing when she got really high test scores and a scholarship. What is wrong with people? She would do that to her own sister? Making a 14-year-old sister steal things for drug money? What the frick? But good that the kid at such a young age was like, "No, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not gonna be pathetic like you guys." And good on the kid. Our waitress just the other night muttered, "I'm gonna shoot myself," after talking to the table next to us. We left her a large tip because she was really great and the table next to us seemed like real assholes. That's so nice of these people. They were like, okay, if they can't make her night, then we will. My wife and I have been estranged for 3 years. We weren't and very much were together. Eh? What? Imagine hearing your partner say that. Yeah, we haven't seen each other in ages. But you literally live together. I overheard someone casually say they didn't care if their actions hurt others, as long as they got what they wanted. It stuck with me. Jeez, that's scary. Always trust a person when they say that? Get away from them. I had let my car to a coworker, and on the day I was to get my car and keys back, she had me meet her at a pub. She was already drunk when I arrived and didn't realize it was me she was talking to and said I can't give her car back. I need it because the judge won't let me have my car without a breathalyzer machine installed. Turns out she had amassed enough DUIs to have her driving privileges revoked, and she was borrowing any car she could for as long as she could to keep driving home drunk from the pub every night. She also offered to buy my car and asked if the registration could be left in my name for a while. No. What the heck? She's just been borrowing cars to do illegal things. And why would you let your coworker borrow your car? In high school, I was an aide for one of the science teachers. After grading the test for one of his classes, he said you can really tell whose mothers drank when they were pregnant. Excuse me? My old boss, we only hired him as a favor, in regards to me as a newer hire. I was right behind him and said, let me return the favor and quit. I took off my work shirt, threw it at him and left. I was 19 at the time and a bit of a hothead. I did not handle that as well as I should have. Wow. Well, good. They stood up for themselves. Nice. I'm a social worker, formerly in family law, and I almost always advocated for the return to parent goal as the foster care system can be brutal. However, I heard a parent yelling to the child's guardian during a Zoom visit about her no-good child molester boyfriend. Not because of what he did, but because he cheated on her while she was in treatment. A lot more explicit language was used, and this was with the child present. She acted very calm and positive when I re-entered the room. Excuse me! She's not even concerned about the kid, she's concerned about herself because her boyfriend cheated on her by traumatizing a kid. They're both messed up. I walked by someone a few days ago casually telling someone on the phone that they were hunted down by the police that weekend. Why they're bragging about it? Why? Well, my mom said it to me, but no one else was listening. My first cousin died in a car accident and my aunt was driving the car. Everyone was concerned about my aunt. Her husband and my dad were brothers. My mother said wistfully, I wish I were your Aunt Dee. I was confused because my aunt had just lost her eldest son. I asked my mum, you wish my brother had died? My mother laughed at me like it was the silliest thing she ever heard. Oh, I don't want anyone to die. I just want the attention. Hee hee. Don't be so melodramatic. I was shocked that my aunt had gone through the most traumatic event in her life and my mother was just jealous of the attention she got. What? Why would your own mother say that? Why would you want to go through that pain just for the attention? Like, oh my god, some people are stupid. Imagine your own mom saying that. Like, I wish I was your auntie, you know? I wish I went through what your auntie went through. Obviously the kid's like, what? You want us to die, mom? No, I don't want you to die. I just want the attention after you guys died. Oh, jeez. Coworker was at my place for dinner. He had his shoes off, and my puppy chewed on them. Coworker hit the puppy with his shoe and called him a piece of shit, and puppy yelped. I wasn't supposed to hear any of it. He was asked to leave immediately. I would have freaking punched his head in the ground. How dare you hit my baby? Excuse me? I'd actually be fighting, man. Oh my goodness. He would be bowed by the end of it. I heard a guy at my school say to his friends, do you ever think about just going into mental hospitals and R-rating all the girls there? It made me feel sick. Thankfully, his friends said no. What the earth? Exactly. Who the frick thinks about that? This guy actually needs to be in the mental hospital. What the frick is he doing outside? My mother telling me I killed my brother and my husband. My brother was serving overseas when he passed, and my husband died in his sleep next to me. I don't think anyone in my life would believe me if I told them. I think I'm the only one she's ever shown her ugly side to. Why is she blaming this person for something they didn't do? I'm so confused. I don't understand why they would want to have a kid and then treat the kid like this. I was standing in line at an ice cream stand with my then boyfriend and his dad. There was a woman in front of us who had buds in and wasn't paying attention. My ex-boyfriend's dad, being the absolute lady charmer he is, looked at me, scoffed and said, how funny would it be if I just beat the shit out of her and R-rated her? Whilst gesturing to the lady in front of us, the one with earbuds in. The lady running the booth and I heard, nobody else. She looked effing terrified, and for a good reason. I was trying not to freak out. I knew he was a bad person, but I didn't know the extent of it until that moment. F that guy. Who would just say that in public? Why do some people think that's funny? Like, seriously, they're saying that and they're laughing about it as if it's so funny. Jeez. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.